Hello, my wonderful being of love and light. I'm so happy and pleased to have you in my channel. If you're new to my content, I create videos that help you allow enlightenment, that help you allow healing of your heart and your soul to anchor yourself in higher and higher frequencies of existence, to experience bliss, unconditional love, deliciousness, and joy. Everything's possible because I have several aspects of myself that have experienced each of the levels of consciousness. Below and above and below, it's the same thing. I will link those videos, so if you're new to me, you can learn more about my life story and see how it can serve you. In this video, we're gonna talk about distortions and how to surrender them. One of the most important things to do or learn in the process of ascension and allowing higher and higher states of consciousness is recognizing when a distortion, when a trigger with a less preferable emotion comes into surface for you to look at it. Allow it and then let it go in order for you to anchor yourself into higher levels of existence. So, how to understand that there's a distortion? Anything that doesn't feel good, that makes your heart feel contracted, that makes you feel meh, that is not joy, that is not neutrality, that is not love, something that takes you out of your alignment with your higher self and just makes you feel pain, maybe in your heart, maybe in your throat, maybe in your back. Any reaction of pain in your body is an indication that there's something out of alignment with your being, with your higher self. So, how to surrender these distortions? First, it's important to be able to recognize them. When a distortion comes up, usually you're gonna feel a less preferable emotion. You may feel sadness, you may feel anxiety, you may feel anger, you may feel that your heart starts pounding like this, or it feels smaller, that somebody's kind of like plastering your heart. And that's because you are using thoughts that are just energy forms that are not in the highest and best interest with your soul's ascension, with your soul's enlightenment. And then your physical body is giving you a guidance. It's telling you, hey, look at this. This is a distortion. This is an illusion. Whatever thought you're entertaining right now is false. So that's the first step. Always recognize, not fearing the contraction, not fearing the less preferable thought, but being happy about it. Hello, friend. Welcome. Hey, how are you? And then you see the less preferable thought. In that moment, you may not be, how are you? You may be like, oh, how are you? But at least you're willing to look at it. So you bring it to surface and you say, I acknowledge you're here. I see you. I feel you. You're safe. So then you're dividing yourself into your higher self, that would be the high mind or the wise version of yourself, and then the lower self, that would be the hurt inner child, or your ego, that is the physical vessel's reaction to that less preferable thought or distortion. So you would see it and you would say, I acknowledge you, I see you, I'm grateful for you because you're offering me an opportunity for me to release something that's dense. You're offering me an opportunity for me to ascend into a next and high level of delicious beingness. So once you identify it, rest with the gratitude. If at that moment you cannot experience the gratitude right away, do something that will make you feel a little bit of joy. Maybe in that moment won't be ecstatic, but you can watch a movie that has beautiful characters or that has a theme that you enjoy. Remember, everything that you place in your mind, it's something that you are creating. Whatever you're focusing on, you are increasing into your life. So whenever you have this emotion, if right away you're not ready to surrender it and you want to first acknowledge it, don't go and watch the movie before acknowledging the emotion, because that would be suppression. It's important to acknowledge it. You brought it to surface, and if you need to do something like watching a movie or calling a friend or something that will make you feel better and more willing to work on the emotion, go ahead and do that. Then when you're ready in a better space, you can come back to the emotion and see, what is it that I need to look at? An example can be, I feel shame. I feel not worthy of. And then you're gonna see it. Why am I feeling shame? Why am I feeling not worthy of? You keep asking why until you can see the root of the distortion. Maybe something from childhood. Maybe something one of your parents said or didn't said or did or not do that made you feel rejected, made you feel abandoned, and there was a situation in your hologram of reality that made you trigger that distortion. So now that you're in a space of willingness, you're seeing the distortion and you say, again, thank you so much, distortion. Thank you so much, trigger, for showing me the remaining percentage of what I need to release in order to allow myself into that high level of existence. With that point, recognizing that it is the feeling of shame, the feeling of guilt, etc., whichever feeling it is, then you're gonna write the opposite of that emotion. Or you can do one of my meditations or a meditation that does the contrary. If the feeling is shame, you can do a feeling worthy of love meditation. You can do a heart chakra activation meditation. You can write down all the reasons why you feel you're worthy of love. You can write down, I am beautiful. I am loved. I am unconditionally protected and saved. I know that I'm always gonna feel the unconditional love that's already there for me. Even if you don't feel it in the moment, you keep writing down these affirmations, you do the meditations, you put high frequency music so you can more and more embody those mantras, embody those codes, and you see how the pain gets lighter and lighter and lighter, and eventually it will disappear. If it doesn't disappear right away, that's completely fine too. You're already willing, you already gave gratitude for the distortion, you are surrendering it. It can take you a day, it can take you 2 days, but the beauty of this is that you don't need to live your whole lifetime or a year with this emotion. You're aware of the emotion, you give gratitude to the emotion, you ask if you're willing to surrender it, and then you practice the opposite of the emotion to override it. Now you know what's the distortion, what is the limiting belief that hasn't led you to allow higher states of being. You are creating a new timeline. You are creating a new level of existence for yourself in order to allow your self-realization here on earth. And you have done it before. You're just dreaming your ascension now. So keep surrendering it. Am I willing to surrender? Yes. Am I willing to surrender? Yes. And even if the yes comes like, yes, am I willing to surrender? Yes. And it's like, not like this, it will cease. Another great thing that you can do is create a scenario, a little movie in your mind in which you see your higher self, your angels, how you want to call them, surrounding you with infinite white light. And you see how this white light surrounds you with so much love while you are practicing this surrendering meditation or this surrendering practice. Am I willing to surrender? That way you are not going to feel that you're alone doing this process, but you're going to place beings of light surrounding you, holding space for you while you try to release the dense emotions. Release the dense emotions. If you feel you need to cry, it's safe to cry. It doesn't mean that you are expanding the emotion. You can write it down, you can vent it out once. I always suggest, if you need to vent it, just to be with one person, because if you keep talking about it with multiple beings, then that way you are expanding the emotion. But you can choose one confident, one mirror, one being that you're going to project in your reality to serve as a soundboard for you, so you can release that emotion if you are in the space that you feel you need to talk about it. But even if you do, then you give gratitude again and you keep asking, am I willing to surrender? Am I willing to surrender? You can use the practice of projecting beings of light, or you can project your own self out of body and look at yourself and realize that the emotion that you're feeling, the pain and contraction in your heart or if in any area of your body that you feel, is not yours. If you're able to recognize yourself being out of your body and seeing that the being or the physical vessel is the one that is experiencing the contraction, then you can rest in the beingness of that out of body. That would be the witness. Not even on the observer. The observer would be when you are in your mind and you can witness the distortion, you can witness the thought, and you can still detach yourself from the physical vessel, but you are still really close to it. So you can use being the observer while practicing these methods I have shown you of writing it down and asking if you're willing to surrender it. But when you go out of body, you instantly are in the witness. You're witnessing your physical vessel experiencing the contraction, and then you're witnessing the observer that is practicing all these exercises, these tools, in order to release the emotion. When you are in the witness, you can rest in that awareness and you can observe yourself with more clarity, with more logic, with more understanding that you're just playing a game with yourself, that you yourself, you are your higher self, and you place yourself at the witness, being your higher self, seeing how your physical vessel is dealing through the surrendering of the emotion. And if you want to take it up a notch, you can go from the witness to the God consciousness of all that is, and rest from the understanding that you are creating the situation. You are creating those catalysts. You are creating those triggers for yourself. You're placing the perpetrators. You're placing everything in your hologram of reality as an opportunity for you to ascend. So it's all your creation. When you rest from this point of understanding of the God consciousness, the feeling or the emotion goes away like this, instantly. You can use the tools of the mind. You can use the tools of the witness, being out of body, or you can come from the complete space of God consciousness and embrace your power of creator and embrace the divinity of all that you are, and see that all the universe, all the stars, all the planets, all the beings are placed there by you. You are having fun with yourself. And when you embody those understandings, then whenever you feel pain, there is no you. You is the physical vessel. So you will less identify with the I, less identify with your body, less identify with your beingness on earth, and you will see yourself more and more from the point of the witness or the God consciousness. And when you see yourself as God consciousness, as all that is, whenever your physical vessel feels pain, instantly you can notice that is not real, that is false, that is a distortion. So here you have it in 12 short minutes. Methods to surrender and surrender more distortions and align yourself in your truth, align yourself in your higher self. If you want to practice the method of going out of body and becoming the witness, and then becoming the God consciousness of all that is, and embody more and more those teachings, I would suggest watching the Awareness Beyond the I video so you can best understand the concepts behind this practice. That's it for today, my love. Thank you so much for watching. I send you so much light, so much peace, and so much love.